Hey everybody, Zachary281 here. Today we're going to do how to make a multiplayer code in Scratch. So that is pretty hard. So let's go over it. We are going to start with some basic sprites such as player 1, multiplayer, and also we have health, but those are the only three we'll use right now. The rest, which are pushed to the side on the screen, are not going to be used for a long time. So we're going to start with the when a green flag clicked. We are going to start at the beginning. So we are going to do go to X, well, wherever the cat is standing. Now we are going to maybe give custom looks to the cat, I suppose. We're going to give him a weapon because that's what a part of the game is. No, in this we're going to add chat and everything. So this is actually not really needed. We'll be able to delete it soon, this weapon. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty smooth if you go back and forth between those. Now we're going to actually start getting into the code because that was just a boring piece. Now we're actually going to draw the bullets on a part that I'm not showing you right now on a sprite called Tools and Weapons. This will take a little bit. I will not fast forward it because I think it's necessary to show you. Okay, so now we're going to go to multiplayer. This is going to be probably my favorite part. We are going to go and probably make a block called, well, multiplayer. Run it out, screen refresh, and click OK. Now we need to define that, which is my least favorite part. Keep in mind, this will take a minute to code. So we're going to start by making a variable called P2. And now we are going to, this is an interesting process that I will change later on. We are going to set P2 to join. Listen to me. Set P2 to join P1, which is player 1, and P2. Okay? And then put P1 and P2 in the apple and banana places. And there we have set P2 to join P2 and P1, therefore the players could play together. So that looks pretty great, right? Now, right now there's nobody else playing to experiment with, because I haven't published this yet, which now I have, and I'm pretty sure it works. A new message name. Now we're going to create a message called starting game. We are going to need, of course, to explain what starting game means. So when starting game is broadcast here, we're actually going to, this is going to surprise you, we're actually going to put the defining of multiplayer over down to below starting game so that it will connect there. And now we are going to duplicate that and put it also under multiplayer. It explains and defines both. Now we are going over to sprite 1, in other words, player 1, and the other players, keep in mind, are going to be added later in episode 2. So now we're actually going to make another variable called, well, you can actually see on the screen, gravity. So gravity is going to be jumping up and down. Now keep in mind, I actually am just using this as a test. That variable may not be used. So then we're going to make player hashtag for all sprites. And, okay, then when we press the green flag, it will go straight to that X position shown on screen. Right now it's coming out pretty good, I should think. Alright, now we're going to do a really fun and great part. We are going to finally make another block that is made special for this called Other Player. Run without screen refresh. Now, the other player, as you know, is another person. Now, you may be wondering, how am I going to make the code for this? Another person's code. This is actually easier than you think. We are going to just make a variable and called player, a cloud variable, because it needs to be cloud in order to connect with others. Now we're going to set player cloud under the green flag, we're going to set it to 1. This is going to be where it gets a little bit hard. Then an if-then block. So basically what we're saying now is that a player will join another player when clicking the green flag, and therefore this will be very fun. Now we are going to put other player there. You may be wondering, we haven't defined other player, so it will mean nothing until we define it. Now I actually just got these wrong. Set P1. Now I actually put that down there too. Just duplicate it. What's going to go in between that if-then block? I'm just going to add that. So this is a hard part. This is extremely hard, this part. Just find it. P1. What? Yeah, P1. Or my mistake. P2 equals true. We're going to put it true there. I don't think that there's actually a true button. If only there was a true and false button here, but I'm just scanning for it. So if P2 equals true, then we are going to go through that entire section. So now we're going to need to define other player. Now other player is going to be hard to define. So our other player is we're going to set player to 0, set P2, my mistake, set P2 to 0. Now we are actually going to take those out and reverse them. We're going to take those out and reverse them too. This actually looks pretty good right now. This is like a basic fundamental of multiplayer. And also we're going to add a chat box to this, like I added a chat box to my cloud chat. That will be pretty fun. So then P1 and P2 insert there. This is actually pretty easy if you notice. Now max players. That's an important variable. The maximum players that we can have for all sprites. So we're going to probably set these max players to, let's see, we'll set it to 5 as an example. And now, if the maximum players are 5, a maximum of 5 people can join together. Now, as you know, Griffpatch created a game today, and it is called Mass Multiplayer. Any number of people could play together. That is insane, like 100 people playing together. Anyway, so now we're actually just going to throw that out, because I don't really think it's necessary at this point. We're going to replace it with actually the code. You know what, let's actually just keep it there. We're going to replace it, though. Yeah, throw it out. Replace it, actually, we're going to replace it with both the blocks that we made, because now both blocks are defined the same way. So when starting a game, we are going to try to connect to the other player, try to join the other player. We're going to do all, like, the cool things soon, like all those great things that you're going to want to do, like tweak this up and that type of stuff. We're going to do that soon, like adding like menus and all those stuff. Now we're going to actually make chat options in chat. So I'm actually going to need to go back and forth with my cloud chat program because I did not memorize that code, as annoying as that sounds. So we're just going to just pull chat options up there and put chat there or whatever. It's not really as important as the chat options are. We're going to make some options like, hi, how are you, etc., etc., etc. Actually, right now, I decided that I'm going to de-share the multiplayer chat and play, which means I shared this tutorial publicly. I decided to de-share it and put it up when it's completely ready. Okay, now we are going to do a great thing that I think that you're all going to like. We're just going to give some more choices up to choice 10 because it gets harder after choice 10 to keep that up because there's no numbers in the when 10 key press. That does not exist. So we've already done maximum. Now we've already put in our multiplayer code. So good news, multiplayer is completed. It's very simple, just those two things, and people make a gigantic deal out of it. Okay, so now we're actually going to go and put a. Wait 1 second here. Right now, actually, I'm coding a completely different thing. Right now, actually, I decided to go down to the chat and start it. So you can just pause right here, look at the code, and try to copy it. You will see that it's very hard to copy. Yeah, and also, let's see. So there's the set chat list, which is our most important thing involving chat. And on the side here, we actually have all the chat. So chat's completed basically. If you want to type something multiplayer, you can. Let's just add something to this player block. Let's have it so when left arrow pressed, move 10 steps. Pretty simple, right? Or when right arrow pressed, move 10 steps. Okay, this is probably pretty easy, I'll bet you. Okay, I think that we're going to be ready before you know it to complete this. Right now, actually, I think I'm going to look into adding a background soon because that would be very efficient and probably very good. So, when touching edge, well, let's see. I'm trying to get it so that when the character is touching the edge, we'll go to the next screen. Now, you see, that is decently hard. So, how do we do that? I'm sort of running out of ideas myself. So, just put that down there. So you can see. There we go, and let's see, scene 1 arena. Sort of running out of ideas here. Alright, now listen, I'm going to sign off, so have a lovely day, and I hope you're gonna do good.